Hey, listen, if you want to be successful at anything, I want you to check out this video because I'm going to be sharing my #1 tip of how to succeed at anything. And it's not your typical video because I'm going to get vulnerable, share my failures, share some of my depression, and tell you how I made success even from being depressed. Check it out. Yes, sir. You know what time it is. It's Finish Friday, and we're going to talk about how to achieve success at anything that you put your mind to. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Darryll Stinson. I'm a 2-time TEDx speaker and a mental health and high performance coach. Here's what I believe. I believe that the world is at its best when you and I are at our best, and that when you win, I win, and we all win together. And I know that sounds cliche, but I really believe that. So if that's something you believe in, I release a new video at a minimum every Friday. And I want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that way you get the notification. All right. So let's get into today's topic about how you can achieve anything when you put your mind to it. And I'm gonna give you my #1 tip. But first, let me be a little bit vulnerable with you. Okay. So many of you know that I'm a suicide survivor, that in 2012, I made one of my last attempts at suicide and had survived that, thankfully, and obviously ended up in a psychiatric care facility in Detroit, Michigan. And once I came out of that life-changing experience where I found my faith in Christ and started to rebuild my life and become the man and the husband and the father that I am today, I was in a season of still healing a lot. After that suicide attempt, I was just learning about the importance of seeing a counselor and how medication can help, balance the chemistry in your body so that you can, function and without going like having too low lows or too high highs. And I've got sick and tired of doing this inner work and feeling so down and depleted. And I just felt like, hey, I'm supposed to be doing this to feel better. But this stuff is hard to go through trauma and to think about what happened to me and think about what I did to other people. And so I was getting weary in doing that. And I started to have suicidal thoughts again. Okay. And by the way, if you're watching this and you struggle with depression, make sure you are seeing a psychiatrist. Make sure you go see a medical professional, get help, talk about it. There's a suicide prevention hotline that I'll make sure that we put the number to in the description of this video. This is not meant to trigger anybody. This is meant to connect with you and to show you that I've been there and that there's hope and light and fulfillment on the other side of depression. Okay. So I'm in this moment and I'm contemplating suicide again and start having these thoughts race through my mind. And part of it was that I still was struggling with wanting to be an athlete. Like I still felt like, real talk, like that was my call to be like the next Michael Jordan in the football field, And so although I had a back surgery that medical doctor said that I shouldn't, run more than a mile and I shouldn't lift weights on my back and I shouldn't do any physical activity like that could harm the disc in my back because they were already damaged enough. I decided that I was going to violate that because I was just going to willpower my way through it. And I put on my football clothes. I jumped the stadium fence at Central Michigan University. And I was like, I'm getting ready to get a fire workout in. I'm hitting the dummies and I'm feeling good. I'm getting hyped. So I'm like, man, I feel like my old self. I don't even feel the pain in my back. I'm feeling it. I'm on 10. I feel strong. I feel powerful. So then I line up and I'm putting these scenarios in my head. I'm really in the NFL and I'm playing this game and I get in my 3-point stance and I go to hit this dummy, which is a bag for a drill that D linemen and O linemen use. So it's okay if you don't know football. Just know I'm getting ready to hit something to I don't know, push it around. This is what football people do. So I'm laying it up. I'm in my 3-point stance. Then I come out and I hit it and I say, oh. Whew, that didn't feel good. So I try to stand straight up and then oh, and I fell to my knees. And I literally could not get up. Y'all, it was 10 o'clock at night, maybe midnight. I don't know. The stadium lights were on. Nobody was around. Nobody could help me. The gates were locked. I wasn't even supposed to be in there. I just got in because I jumped the fence. And I'm sitting here with a terrible back spasm, not knowing if I was going to be able to move again. And eventually the pain did go away enough for me to get up. And it was, don't even want to know how I climbed over the fence. Like I ended up cutting my leg and everything. It was a whole scene. And I remember going home that night being like, see, it was just another failure. Another failure at trying to be an athlete, another failure at trying to make something positive at my life. And I didn't want to go back through doing the inner work because it was like sports. I felt like I knew I could be successful at that. Doing this inner work and learning how to really love myself and then be productive and find love and fulfillment in another career path was like, I wasn't so sure about that. So I didn't know if I could succeed at that. So I decided I was just going to quit and throw in the towel. And then I did something. Then I did something that I'm going to share with you right now that will help you to succeed at anything. Okay. Here's what I did. I made up my mind. Okay, listen. You got to catch this. I made up my mind. Like I made a decision in my mind, and I locked the door, and I told myself that I'm not going back no matter how hard it gets, no matter how much it takes. Like I making up my mind that the only way out of this is through this. That's the only way. And so I stopped entertaining thoughts about suicide. I stopped entertaining thoughts about not being enough. I stopped entertaining thoughts about wanting to quit. And I said, no, I'm making up my mind right now in this moment, depressed, back hurt, that I am going to find what God has for me, no matter what anybody says, no matter what I feel, no matter if I look stupid or I'm embarrassed or whatever. I made up my mind. And I'm telling you, there is almost nothing as dangerous and as powerful as a person with a made up mind. And that can be used in a positive or a negative way. I mean, think about Hitler. Like Hitler did so much harm with a made up mind. Racism is so painful from a made up mind. So if it can be used for evil, surely a made up mind can be used for good. What if you stop wavering back and forth on if you got what it takes or not? And what if you made up your mind that you do? What if you stop wavering back and forth that one day you're going to write that book and well, maybe not, well, maybe so, well, maybe not, well, maybe so. And what if you just made up your mind? You see, here's what I learned is that we all have dreams, and we know when we set the New Year's resolutions at the beginning of the year, we all have dreams, we all have aspirations, but then adversity hits. We hit bumps in the road. Somebody says that we can't. Somebody says they don't like the thing that we thought everyone would love. And then we start to question and we start to wonder, and our mind starts to shift from a belief to a doubt. And I'm not saying we don't have those moments, but there's a difference between having doubts and dwelling in them. And what I'm trying to tell you is don't dwell on them any longer. Make up your mind that you're going to succeed. Make up your mind that you're going to write your book. Make up your mind that you're going to go back to school and get an education in something that you're passionate about. Make up your mind that no matter your age, no matter your gender, no matter how far behind you are, no matter how many mistakes you made, make up your mind that I'm not going to quit, because I'm telling you, the pain of continuing forward is so much more bearable than the pain of regret from giving up. I'm telling you, I know this because I've seen athletes, right? And we all want to go to the next level, but I watched them not give their all in practice, not give their all when we had to do 2-a-day workouts, buck reps, skip stuff. And then when the NFL Combine comes around and they don't get an invitation to a camp, they're mad at themselves because they knew it was too late. And not to say that people can't make it after the NFL Combine, but they were mad at themselves because had they had put in the effort, the time, the energy for the 4 years they were in college, they would be at a whole different level. But because they took shortcut after shortcut after shortcut, my mentor taught me that shortcuts only cut you short. And now they got the pain and the regret. That pain lasts a long time. That's like one of them Kool-Aid stains in the shirt that, you know, you try to get out real quick and you scrub, but you can still see it there. Even if you got the good laundry detergent, the coloration is always going to be different. Not to say you can't move on from failure, but I'm talking about why put yourself in a position where you have to overcome shame and regret when you can choose to make up your mind today that you're not going to quit. That you're not going to quit till God directs you otherwise. That you're not going to quit until the mission is finished. That you're not going to quit until you feel like that season of you going after that thing is done. Like, you're not going to quit until the project's completed. You're not going to quit because your mind is made up. So real talk. If you got it like that, let me ask you this question, okay? If you're ready to make up your mind about speaking, about writing, about inventing, about creating, I want you to drop what you're making up your mind about in the comments, right? Put it out there to the world. Research shows that you are at minimum 5 times more likely to achieve something when you write it down. Write it in the chat right now. Write it on your notepad. Grab a sticky note. Let us know. Put it out there to the world that my mind is made up. 2021 is the year I write my book. No, let me do better. My mind is made up that tonight, I'm going to start writing. That tonight, I'm going to do the very thing that I've been putting off and avoiding. Because I know just that simple act of putting it out there, there's going to be people who see it and going to hold you accountable to that. You don't want to be the person that says, oh man, I'm making up my mind today that I'm going to do X. And then 6 videos later, they're like, I don't see them doing it. Or, you know, I want to end where I started and let you know why I'm really serious about this. Like, I really believe that every person on the planet matters. I really believe that we are all connected. I really believe that we are better together than we are apart, divided. Not that everyone's best friends singing Kumbaya. Not that there's not civil discourse, but that we're stronger together. So in spite of our disagreements, despite of our differences, we still find a way to move forward together. And I believe that the world is at its best when you and I are at ours. So those desires in your heart, I want them to come to pass because I know it's part of you being a better you, and it's part of the world being a better place to live. I really believe that, y'all. So I'm telling you today, make up your mind like I did when I was at my lowest point. Make up your mind. Because when you make up your mind, you'll be unstoppable. I believe that. All right. So let me hear them dreams in the chat. And if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, I want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave me a comment. Engage with your boy. Tag me on social media. Because these are conversations that matter. You achieving the desires of your heart is a conversation that matters. So let's have that conversation. And if you are a speaker or a person who wants to learn about speaking, become a better speaker, learn how to get paid to speak, join my Speaking Made Profitable private Facebook group. The link is here in the description, and I'll see you inside the group. All right. Love you. Till next time. Peace.